Hollow Man is a thriller sci-fi movie by Paul Verhoeven. I recently watched Benedetta, so I'm trying to watch like all of his movies. So Hollow Man's one I haven't seen yet. It came out in 2000, really good visual effects. But this is about Sebastian Kane. He is a brilliant but arrogant scientist who's trying to create this serum that basically turns you invisible and also can bring you back. So they don't really explain like the science behind it, but basically if you do it wrong and you don't get the formula right for the bringing back and being not invisible, basically you fall apart and you die. And they've been experimenting on gorillas. They're able to successfully bring back a gorilla back to being visible. So now that the military wants results, they decide to lie to the people funding the project because they want to try it on a human. So Sebastian has it happen to himself, and he's thrilled at how it's made him invisible. But then when they try to bring him back, they can't, and they have to figure it out. So while he's going stir crazy, though, we're trying to figure out. It's a really nice character study because he says he can't sleep because he can't close his eyes because he doesn't have eyelids. So we don't know if it's the insomnia or the being cooped up to keep his state secret. But when Sebastian starts getting stir crazy and he leaves the house, he power trips a little and messes with a woman, a neighbor across from his building, and they don't expressly say that the serum made him crazy, but I really like the slow sort of degradation of your moral compass basically gets thrown out the window and you can't get caught. What if you were really invisible? What would you be able to do? A lot of people would like to go to a change room and be a voyeur. Other people would, the people who hasn't been asked that question, what would you do if you had the ability to fly? You'd probably put on a parka, a small bag, and never pay for a plane again. Or you could drop water balloons on people if you wanted to. You could, become, the ultimate spy. You could. What if you got telekinesis? Would you want to start ripping off clothes off beautiful women in the park? There's always that dark, deeper aspect of the superpowers that people never explore because it's not real. But in a movie version like this, where invisibility allows him to basically do whatever he wants without being seen, no consequences, what would you do? And that's what that's what happens to Sebastian when he starts feeling that people are turning on him. He starts turning on them. And it becomes a more generic thriller at the end. There's not a lot of science, but I really like at least the moral degradation of the main character. And the movie is also super violent too, which makes it really thrilling. I think the ending was pretty stupid, to be honest. The ending is really drawn out, over the top, unrealistic, but pretty good visual effects for the time. It came out in 2000 and it still holds up now. It's basically just a remake of The Invisible Man, but The Invisible Man from 1933 basically was just the serum made him crazy, so he just was crazy. But I liked, was it the craziness or was it him wanting to play God, basically? So I really like that aspect of this movie, and I really enjoyed Hollow Man, so I give it a 6.5 out of 10.